Hello guys and welcome again to our YouTube video channel thing. Anyway, so yesterday we made a delicious Moroccan stew and I was just looking at my glasses that they were reflective. I got these new glasses today. They this company called like Fermo on the website. What do you think of them?
Good, nice.
Pretty good. I'm just gonna lean forward so you guys can see. I'm actually gonna take them off because now they're annoying. So now I'm blind. So what did you think of yesterday's meal?
It was good, nice, tasty, quite spicy.
Right, yeah, I agree. It was very spicy, but very good. It was a lot of fun to make, right?
Mm.
And you got to learn a couple of Moroccan facts, I think.
Which one did you prefer more?
The facts?
No, the dishes.
Yeah, yesterday's was really, really good. That plus we were watching it. We were eating it while watching a show called Inside Number 9. Great show. So yesterday was paired really well. Anyway, so what dish do we have for today?
Roasted squash grain bowl, miso tahini dressing.
Nice. What does it say about it?
Spicy squash is a great source of vitamin A. Did you know that?
No.
So we're going to serve it over frika, and lentils for slow release energy. Drizzle nutty miso tahini dressing over a richly umami grain bowl.
That sounds really good. Really healthy. Yeah, I can't wait. So for this week, since it's miso, and whenever I think miso, I always think Japan, I decided to look up some facts about Japan. So we're gonna talk about them, and then you can tell me what you think and any opinions you can voice. Okay, so let's start with one thing I hate about living here in the UK is the address. I get so confused. For example, like your sister will send us the address and it's just the zip code. So imagine like someone just telling you like I live in 90210 and you're like, well, yeah, that's really huge. But here it kind of like narrows it down to like a certain place, right?
Yeah.
Japan has a similar I was going somewhere with this. Japan has a similar thing, but instead of like, because most of the streets aren't named, so they work like this like block kind of thing. So they tell you the number of the block and then the house number as well. So I think you would feel at home there.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know how many people live in Japan?
Well, I've just seen it written down.
He cheats.
127 million.
Yes, and out of those, do you know how many
when
people...
When was that taken?
This was in 2017.
Okay.
Maybe a few more, maybe a few less, you know. There's always like a flow of new people coming in and a flow of people exiting the world. So out of those people, do you know how in that same year, how many live in Tokyo?
Let's say 60 million.
No, it's 37 million people.
Right.
Yeah, that's what's that like about like 30%? I would say.
37. Yeah, it's
40 something
it's gonna
like
be
that.
about
Okay.
close to 40%, isn't it?
How about how many islands
4.
in Japan?
4 main islands, aren't there?
No, I'm just talking like
Oh, there's going to be thousands.
like how many?
7,000.
Very close, 6,852.
What?
Yeah, very good. 110 active volcanoes. So that's interesting. So you know, if you're out for a walk, you might fall into one of them. What can you tell me about the writing system of Japan? Do you know how many writing systems they have?
No.
So they have 4. It's Romaji, Hiragana, Katakana, and Kanji. So
Okay.
very interesting, I think.
I've heard of kanji.
I've heard of kanji too. The other one's just like, But from what I understand, it kind of sounds like some of their characters are also borrowed from the Chinese characters, right? I remember someone telling me that, or me dreaming it. I don't know. But these facts weren't dreamt. You know, I actually looked them up before we did this. What about religion now? Do you know their main religion?
Shinto?
Very good! Round of applause for Mr. Adam Ragi. And what's the next one?
Next religion.
The next biggest.
Buddhism?
Yes. So, yeah. Yeah, so Shinto is the number one, followed by Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Okay, so it's funny because we've talked about this before. So Christmas is not like a thing over there. So do you know what they do for Christmas?
They go to KFC.
Yeah, isn't that really weird? Imagine just like it's, oh, Mom, Dad, it's Christmas. What do we do today? Let's go to KFC, where they have like Christmas dinners. Some of them you can't. You have to like make reservations in advance, and some special meals are sold out within a couple of hours. It's really, really crazy. I thought. Do you know the history behind that?
Was there some sort of advert or commercial?
It was, yeah. So in 1974, the first Kentucky that was Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC that was there. They made like this like kind of like a what's it called, to try and get their sales to boost during the time. Yeah. So now it's like a huge thing. It's very cultural there. They have a saying that says, I wrote it down, "Kurisumasu ni wan Kentucky," which means Kentucky for Christmas.
Cool.
It's a fun language, I think, right? Yeah. Let me see what else I have. Okay, this one I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
Did you know there was one survivor, one Japanese survivor in the Titanic? Do you know what happened to this guy? Or what would you think he was greeted when he got back to Japan?
Well, I assume because he was a man, they probably were like, you should have put more women and children on the boats.
Yep, that's exactly, yeah. So honor is a huge thing in Japan, and because the government saw it as he wasn't adhering to the rules, like the rules were like women and children first. And so when he came back, it was seen as like disgrace and dishonor. People would, were saying.
Was
like,
that not the same for pretty much every man who turned back, or was it only Japanese?
I mean, I'm Mexican, and if I went back to my country, I'd just be like, I'm sorry, but birds gotta fly, fish gotta swim, and I had to swim myself back to safety. Okay. Would you have done the same thing too?
I don't know.
If you were a man.
Well, you don't know how you would act in that situation, do you?
I already told you how I would act.
Yeah, but
there's no other way that I would just go the other way. Like, no, let them go. No. Me, just kidding. I want to believe I'd be a little bit nicer. But the press made up nonsense about him. I don't know if they were nonsense, but they were saying, some of them were saying that he even dressed up as a woman to try and get onto a boat. So, nowadays we just call them queens. And I'm sure they try to do the same thing too.
Alright, carry on. Next one.
Okay. So, Japan likes to grow square fruit. One of the most popular ones are watermelons that they grow. Do you know why they like to do this?
What is square?
Square, like cubed.
Right, okay. So it can pack tightly?
Yes, that's one, yeah. Because round things, you can't really, stack up. And when they're square, it's easier. It's like boxes. So it's really funny when you just like look at the pictures and you're like, how do they? I don't know how they get to do it, but I've seen people do it with apples and pears. But what they do is
I've never seen that.
So I've seen with the apples and pears, they put it like in a little cube, and when it's young, it goes in there. So when it's growing, it takes the shape of its container, which is a cube. So yeah, that's really interesting. So another thing that I wanted to talk about was their train system, and here in the UK, what do you think of the trains here? Are they reliable? Are they always here on time?
Not really.
No. They're cancelled a lot, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right. That's but in Japan, the most they can be late is 18 seconds. That's the most they're delayed. Yeah. So
everyone knows Japan's trains are really good.
The best.
Yeah.
So we should go and live there now. Along with the trains, it's so packed in there that they have like these people that they pay that are crowd packers. Basically, they pay them to pack as many people as they can onto the train. Funny, right?
Yeah.
Very interesting. I had another one, but I'm just gonna skip straight to the miso. So since we're talking about miso, what do you know about miso? Do you know what it is? No. So it's just a fermented paste. It's made from soybeans, grains, such as rice and barley, salt, and koji, which is mold. I'm guessing that's what ferments it.
Okay, right.
Must be the mold. Yeah, and it's a salty umami flavor. You know, I never knew that umami was a flavor. I just assumed it was a thing like, ooh, umami must be Japanesey because it sounds a little Japanesey to me.
It's one of the like
four or five.
You've got
sweet, sour,
yeah,
salty,
yeah,
umami, and bitter.
Is that one?
The bitter is another one. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to our delicious.
We hope.
Miso soup. That we hope.
It's not a soup.
It's
a grain bowl.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the first thing we did was we preheated the oven to 200 degrees Celsius, and now I'm going to top and tail the butter squash. Basically, you just remove the top and the bottom, and then you're gonna cut it in half, and then it's really hard. So what I did is I added a little bit of olive oil on the knife, and that made it a whole lot easier to cut the squash. Now with the spoon, we're gonna take the seeds out, so you can just scrape them out, and then just chop them into quarters, I guess, when you're done doing this.
And then cover with oregano. And add some chili flakes. And some salt. And then a tablespoon of oil. And then just mix that all up.
Okay guys, so then I took the freca and then I gave it a good wash. Once you rinsed it with like cold water, you're gonna put it into a pot, and you're gonna cover it with plenty of cold water, and then you're gonna boil it.
So into a pan with some oil, some sliced red onions, some kale, and some rinsed green lentils. Just gonna let that cook for about 10 minutes.
Okay guys, so I just took out the squash from the oven, and I'm going to add the broccoli next to it, and then once I place this throughout the pan, we're just going to take the pan back into the oven, and we're going to let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes, and then it should be all done.
So we're making the miso tahini dressing, so we're going to add tahini. Add the miso paste. Add the sesame oil. Agave. And rice vinegar. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of water and some salt and pepper and mix that all up to make the dressing.
Okay guys, so now we're going to take the tray out of the oven. Hopefully it's not burned, and as you can see, the steam kind of like fogs up my glasses. And the last thing to do is just add the sesame seeds just wherever you can, or the pumpkin seeds I mean. And then this is going to go back in there, and we're going to leave it there for 2 minutes just to like roast those seeds, and they can just have a nice little texture when they come out. So I've already drained the freca and it's ready to go in with the kale and the onions.
Mixture thing. And now we're just going to add the butternut squash pieces to them. And the broccoli as well, and the pumpkin seeds.
And voila guys, this is the finished result. And hopefully it tastes delicious. And then we'll let you know what we think about it in the next video. Bye!